Drew Campbell here, CEO and founder of the Global Performance Nutrition Institute, aka the GPNi. So I'd like to today formally introduce to you our highest level course and international certification, the double certification, the Performance Nutrition Expert Level 2 Masters, together with the ISSN-CISSN. International certification. This actual certification is the level 2. We have the PNE Level-1 plus SNS international certification. This is the level 2 for masters. This is not a course and certification for everybody. This is for those that really want to be at the top level, the elite level in sports nutrition, performance nutrition, and be recognized globally as one of the top level certified and qualified master coaches in sports, athletic, and performance nutrition. Now, this course, and well, actually the course itself is original. There has been no course to date for the CISSN exam. Up until only this year, 2022, it was all self-study. And as one of the main co-authors of this course, Dr. Roger Adams, who's in the background here, and we'll be interviewing him, he actually was in the second class in 2005, way back when, in the CISSN exam. And he had to do it all self-study. Now, for those that know about the CISSN exam, it is difficult. I have passed it. I passed it way back in 2020, and it took me countless hours of study. Now, I'm not just anybody. I'm not just a Joe Blow from the street with no or little understanding of sports nutrition. I myself, Drew Campbell, have been in the sports nutrition industry for over 23 years. Granted, I'm not an academic. However, I have been in this industry for a very long time. And I myself needed to apply countless hours of study to be able to pass the CISSN 200 multiple choice question exam and receive over 75% to pass. It was difficult. So this was one of the motivating factors in putting the course together, the PNE Level 2 Masters plus CISSN. In order for those that really want to be at the top level, the elite level in their class, to be internationally certified and pass the exam, as well as with the double certification, the PNE Level 2 Masters, to be able to practice your knowledge, have the confidence to be an elite level nutrition coach by attending live classes with people throughout the world and having experts, PhD level experts, dietitians, and masters in nutrition coach you on what you should be coaching others on performance nutrition. So it's really the best of both worlds with this certification, is teaching you all the theoretical knowledge, the most cutting edge science-backed research on performance nutrition with the ISSN position stands, with the ISSN-CISSN certification, as well as all the practical side with homework assignments, group assignments, and giving you the confidence in being an elite level sports nutrition coach, as well as live access to experts, global experts, world-renowned experts that you can ask live questions. So you can get to know them, and any questions you have or you don't fully understand, you can really access those experts, as well as access a global network of individuals throughout the world, your classmates, to enhance your knowledge through their own knowledge, as well as enhance your network. And as the phrase goes, it's not just what you know, but also who you know. At the GPNi, we give you global access to the world experts in performance nutrition, as well as a global network of coaches, business owners, and friends that you will make on the global live cohorts to really upgrade who you are and ultimately define your edge. That's our phrase we like to use at GPNi, because at the end of the day, a qualification and a certification is only really as much value as it is to enhance your life. And for you to stand out in the global community or in social network or as an influencer in your chosen field is your ability to stand out and to find your edge. And at the GPNi, through our unique, realistic, and real life 360-degree solution to education in sports nutrition and performance nutrition, we like to give you that edge. And without further ado, I would like to bring to the stage, to the GPNi TV, Dr. Roger Adams. He's a dear friend of ours. He's been actually really one of the co-founders of GPNi, helping us develop the courses as our Director of Education and course development for many, many years. He's one hell of a bloke. He also, I think, is one of the other achievements, and I think is worthwhile. And if you have you're fortunate enough to have Dr. Roger Adams on your live cohort, I highly recommend you attend his live cohort. So we have experts throughout the world that are also amazing. But one thing I think Dr. Roger, apart from he's amazing at course creation for the GPNi and the Director of Education for the GPNi, he is also the owner of one of the most influential consultancies in nutrition and dieting for those that are looking to lose fat or be better in performance. Eat Right Fitness. And for those that are looking to earn your qualification with the GPNi, many of you are looking to start or upgrade your own sports nutrition consultancy agency or business. So there's no better person with that pedigree and that experience for over 25 years that Dr. Roger Adams has been running a very successful global business in sports and performance nutrition diet consultancy, again, called Eat Right Fitness. So I'd like to warmly welcome Dr. Roger Adams.
Thanks, Drew. It's good to be here, and I appreciate the wonderful introduction. You're all too kind. So hopefully I can live up to all the accolades that you piled on for the introduction.
Thank you, mate. Well, let's talk about the creation of this and also the many differences together with the PNE Level-1 and now the PNE Level-2 Masters, the brand new course. So, Dr. Roger, what would you to describe the difference between PNE Level-1 and PNE Level-2 Masters?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, with the PNE Level-1, just about anyone in the fitness industry that has a working knowledge of fitness and nutrition could really invest some time in studying it and follow along without great difficulty. Now, with the PNE Level-2, we've taken it completely up to the next level, so that it's like a college or university course or even a grad school or graduate university level course, so that you're going in very, very fine detail on the topics. And in PNE Level-1, the topics were just kind of breached at the surface. PNE Level-2, we go deeper onto every one of those topics so that you have a thorough understanding of nutrition, of metabolism, of fuel utilization, and we cover the latest, research from around the world on how to augment your performance, how to augment your body composition, and that's what I find the most worthwhile, and that's why I went and got the CISSN way back in the day. Is that I wanted something to really help me stand apart from the rest of the sports nutritionists out there, and this course will allow you to do that. I mean, I wish I'd have had this course when I was studying, way back in 2004 and 2005.
Absolutely.
It was basically just going, and you didn't have online journals then either. So it was basically going to the med school library and finding the research and putting it on a copy machine and reading it and really learning that way. But, I think this course.
You didn't even have the internet back then, let alone a course to help you
the course
prepare for the exam.
The course was done once a year at the yearly national ISSN conference. I took mine. It was the second time they did it. It was in New Orleans. So probably the first 20 or 25 to ever have the CISSN. So I feel very honored to be in that elite group, and to see how the CISSN has grown over the years to now partnering with the GPNi and having this fantastic educational tool available. It just makes it more it makes it more available to everyone, as opposed to where you'd have to come to the States and take an exam and all that. Now, anyone.
And that was offline exam, I would imagine.
That was offline. It was pencil and paper.
Wow.
It was 200 questions. I mean, that hasn't changed, but it was, I think it was 2 to 3 hours. I don't remember. It was New Orleans, so there's some things I don't remember about New Orleans.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah. So, but no, it was a great course, and I think this is it's a fantastic thing that we put together to help people go to that next level. Those that want to invest the time, just like those that invest going to university or those that invest to get a graduate degree. This is going to put you at a level that other sports nutritionists they're not at. So it simply is different from anything else that's out there.
It's heads and shoulders above. And that's a point as well. We get a lot of people contact us over the years, and they want to, immediately go to the PNE Level-2 Masters plus CISSN. And look, unfortunately, it's just not possible. And there's two reasons for that. This is the highest level sports nutrition qualification certification in the world. And this is why, using the acronym CISSN, PhDs like yourself, Dr. Roger, you have that at the end of your PhD, CISSN. Okay.
Right.
It's a very powerful qualification and globally recognized. Now, this is not just for the average trainer. Okay. This is not just for the average person. So we do have two prerequisites for those that are looking to enroll in this high-level PNE Level-2 Masters certification by the GPNi. Two prerequisites. And one of them, if you have an existing degree that is in nutrition or dietitian or some kind of physical sporting degree, then you may have the ability to go directly into this course. So you are pre-qualified. Now, the reality is not many people have those pre-qualifications and degree, and you'll have to email the team proof of this qualification. Okay. The other prerequisite, if you don't have them, is that you have already studied and been certified, aka qualified, and passed the exams for the PNE Level-1 plus SNS. Okay. The reason we have these prerequisites is this is not a course and certification for everybody. This is the highest level certification in the world when it comes to sports and performance nutrition. You will not be able to remotely understand most of the concepts if you don't have these two prerequisites. It's going to be too much of a headache, and you will be far behind the rest of the class. So this is not for everybody. If you do have the two qualifications, you don't need both, one or the other, either a dietitian or a nutrition degree, or already passed through the GPNi, the PNE Level-1 plus SNS, by all means qualify. Now, if you don't have either of those two and you want to fast track into the PNE Level-2 Masters plus CISSN, then you can buy or enroll into the Masters Pack, the GPNi Masters Pack, which includes PNE Level-1 and PNE Level-2 Masters together. And there is a substantial discount in regards to that. So, Dr. Roger, I would like to also discuss, I think it's not just amazing. I mean, you're an amazing course creator, and you've created with the global experts multiple courses for the GPNi, and you're incredible at doing that. I know at times it's a lot of work, but you're an amazing at it. But I think what makes it more amazing that you are the head co-author for the PNE Level-2 Masters is that now there's been tens of thousands of CISSN's people over the years certified internationally. Again, the most recognized and elite level certification in sports nutrition, but you were in the second class.
Right.
And the first 25 in the entire world. Tens of thousands in later years have been certified, but you were in the top 25.
Yeah, and that's, you know, it's I feel fortunate to have gotten in kind of at the ground level, and you know, even just going to the conferences over the years, seeing at the, you know, the second one that I was at, or the first one I ever went to was the second time they did it, and we maybe had, you know, 30 people there. It was very small. And then now, you know, they've grown to where they're international. The conferences have several hundred. They do them around the world in different countries. And you know, there's, like you said, there's, you know, 10,000 or more people that have followed the
Tens of
footsteps.
thousands, I
Yeah,
believe.
tens of thousands of the people that have followed our footsteps to get this certification. When I got it back then, no one really knew what it meant. But then as the years have gone by, people will recognize what CISSN. I used to have to explain what that was after my name. Now people recognize it because it has grown into an internationally well-known program.
Absolutely. And why did you get it, Dr. Roger? You
Yeah.
know, and why should other people get it? I mean, if they have a nutrition degree, I mean, you have a PhD already in nutrition. Why would anybody want to get this additional qualification, and what is the power of it?
Yeah, good question. So I finished my PhD in 2004, and I did not technically specialize in sports nutrition. I specialized in obesity and dietary supplements, and I wanted to add to my practice another avenue. At the time, I was primarily focused on weight loss and obesity. I wanted to add sports nutrition because I was starting to work with some professional athletes and professional sports organizations in the United States, and I felt like I needed to have more knowledge. And so, when I did a query on what was out there, it was very limited on what was out there, but I saw the ISSN. I joined. I had been in it previously as a student the first year they started, and then I joined as a full time once I graduated with my PhD, and saw that they were having that exam, and I went ahead and signed up for it because a lot of that information was still fresh in my head from graduate school. So probably studied about 3 or 4 months. Before the exam, you know, with what materials I had, because a lot of the physiology and basic stuff was already in my head. But you know, it was really looking at how can I add something to the next level to my practice. You know, I have the PhD that I can say, okay, that helps me with every kind of nutrition, specifically obesity. But I wanted to have also a certification that specialized me in sports nutrition because like I said, I was starting to work with pro athletes and amateur athletes and wanted to market myself as the nutritionist that helps you get to the next level. If you're at the high school level, get to college. If you're at college, get to pro. If you're pro, stay out there and don't get hurt. Those kind of things I wanted to have the background. And I felt like the ISSN, when I did a, you know, search online, I felt like the ISSN by far was the best choice.
Excellent. So, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, you have a lot of experience, and again, a PhD. I mean, a very high level of nutrition. But I believe what separates the differences, I believe what separates the differences with what the GPNi and the ISSN offer is its performance nutrition focused, athletic nutrition focused.
Right.
Now,
I'd 100% agree. That's what drew me to it is I'd been in graduate school for 7 years studying theory. All right. At the time, I was a full-time personal trainer, so I was in the trenches and I was working with people. But this certification versus some that were done by other organizations was the only one that used research for the people that were in the organization, but two, it was very practical knowledge. It was like, here's information that I could readily use with my clients. It wasn't theoretical, it wasn't high level, which the other ones were. This one was, you know, getting into the different kinds of diets, getting into different kind of training protocols, getting into what kinds of dietary supplements and how to use them. And the other ones did not do that. They didn't get specific and they weren't practical. So I needed something practical. Having come out of 7 years of research, I needed to have a practical aspect, and the CISSN filled that void immediately.
Absolutely. So how to use it in the real world on real people, whether it's those that are looking to shed a few pounds of fat or put on some lean muscle. I mean, with the type of clients you have, Dr. Roger, or even elite athletes. You know, I think what separates and what's quite amazing with what we at the GPNi offer together with the ISSN certifications is the ability to coach people with the most cutting edge, up to date, research backed science,
Right.
not bro science, on what can help you recover better, be faster, be stronger, lose fat on the optimal, most optimized level. And that's a big difference between a lot of there's some amazing courses out there for general nutrition. I could list off many. I wouldn't absolutely call them competitors. They're just not in the same space. If you're out there looking to be learning very fundamentals and basics of nutrition, you know, what is macronutrients, what are micronutrients, what are calories, calorie counting, and some basic aspects of coaching, then by all means, go and look at these other certifications. This certification is not for you. This is for those that are wanting to optimize their own results in the gym or athletic performance, or optimize their clients, friends, or family in recovery, performance, fat loss, etc. I mean, the other certifications like precision nutrition, a great certification. Dr. John Berardi, the course founder and one of the founders of PN, amazing course. However, it's just totally different to what we do. We are the next few levels above that, and again, focused on true performance and sports nutrition for athletes or for those that are really looking to find their edge and really stand out in the community. So that's why Dr. Roger himself chose to certify himself way back in 2005, but also one of the true motivating factors that Dr. Roger, our entire global team, and myself, who contributed greatly, and our internal team in creating this course, the PNE Level-2 Masters plus the CISSN.
Yeah, you know, like I said, it's at the time, you know, I realized, because the clientele that I was getting involved with, I realized I needed something that was practical. I needed something that was science-based. I needed something real world. And, you know, there was a few choices out there, but there weren't any that was any different than what I just came out of school. It was theoretical. I needed practical. I needed to know how to apply it, and the CISSN program, you know, was a no-brainer when I saw that, because I could immediately picture, okay, all this information I'm going to be able to use with not just my, you know, amateur and pro athletes. I'm going to be able to use it with my weekend warriors that like to do fitness on the weekend, or people needing to stay in shape or lose weight. You know, I could find information from there and use it with anyone because of the practicality of the knowledge that I gained from the certification.
Absolutely. And I mean, that particular, we're talking about CISSN, but the GPNi, the PNE Level-2 Masters plus CISSN, is a double certification. Briefly on the CISSN element of the certification, which is the exam component only, that is using a plethora of knowledge, but more importantly, the most cutting edge, up-to-date research-backed knowledge, specifically using the ISSN position stands. And for those that don't know what the ISSN position stands are, they are a collection of thousands of research compiled into a summary and conclusion of what the science says now. on various aspects to athlete performance and sports nutrition. Okay, it saves us. I mean, someone like myself and maybe Dr. Roger these days, but when he was studying his PhD, he had to read hours of research papers. And now, fortunately, with the ISSN position stands, you don't need countless hours. You'll need a few hours, but you can read basically the summary and the conclusion of what is the benefits or potential risks of creatine monohydrate. Well, by the way, there aren't very many risks if you read the research. Same as protein. There are a lot of myths out there about protein in regards to the amount you consume. So read the ISSN position stand, save weeks and weeks of research and your own studies on the research papers. Read the position stands on protein. So these certifications for the CISSN element are based on thousands of research papers, hundreds of researchers, and this will give you a conclusion so that you have the confidence on coaching others or coaching yourself on what is the most up-to-date backed science when it comes to performance nutrition.
Yeah, and I think that's really an invaluable aspect of doing the CISSN, because when I did it back in 2005, the journal of the CISSN didn't exist, and there were no position papers. All right, so if I needed to know about creatine, I had to go and pull all the research articles in journals and read about it. If I wanted to know about dosing protein for resistance training, I needed to do all that. Now with the position papers, from everything from creatine and protein to, energy drinks, it covers, so many aspects of it. It's as a researcher, it saves you a lot of time. Now that doesn't mean you still don't kind of get in a hole and dig in and do more research. But when you're studying for an exam like this, when you're doing the Level 2 Masters program, having those journals available that are sort of summaries of hundreds, if not thousands of other pieces of research is just invaluable. And that's a big difference between, what the CISSN and the Level 2 Masters program brings that other programs simply don't. They just don't have the connections with those researchers. They're not have that research, or if these other programs do have the research they're using is from the ISSN. So it's
possibly outdated because
possibly
they
outdated.
have copy and pasted
Right.
it, but it's not the most up-to-date research.
Correct.
Because the authentic certification that is directly from the research itself can be the most updated.
Right. Correct. It's, and again, that's one thing, when you get involved with the GPNi programs, all of them, that you're going to get the latest and greatest research. You're going to get what we call not even cutting edge, you get bleeding edge research. And that's really, again, as a researcher and a scientist, that's what you look for. And I know not everybody gets all excited about that, but when you're choosing a course and you're seeing the research and it's current, it's brand new, then that should tell you that you're in the right position.
Absolutely. One other element that this offers, because it is a double certification. So we've talked about the CISSN element, incredible if you pass, and look, not everyone passes the exam the first time. The course itself dramatically helps. I mean, we've had students on the early cohorts, because this is a new course, but we have been running it now for about 1 year. So we've had people from Greece, from Italy, from Belgium, from France, America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, China, Hong Kong, Singapore. We had people all over the world, and many of the previous students have contacted us and said, look, I've wanted to be CISSN certified for the last 15 years, but I've been too afraid to sit the exam without a course. Because again, like you, Dr. Roger, it really, there was no course offerings, there was no real study materials, there was no guides. So the failure rate for those trying to pass the exam was incredibly high. So paying hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, and flushing that down the drain because you didn't pass the exam, of course, is a huge worry and potentially a big loss of money. So this course, and thank you, Dr. Roger, and the many other experts that help construct this course, really holds your hand and helps you step-by-step study to prepare for the exam.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's when it first started, we had you basically had a sports nutrition textbook. It didn't have anything to do with the exam. It was just your generic sports nutrition textbook, and you had to look at current articles that you would find in magazines or current research. You would do a search using whatever library-based or research-based tool that you would use to find your research. You had to go and make sure you studied the different categories. So it would be very intimidating to do a course if you didn't have that information available to you freely. Back then I didn't know any better. I was coming right out of grad school. I thought I could do anything. But having looked back, it would be very difficult to say I'm going to invest my time studying and a lot of money without something to kind of hold your hand along the way and help you study. So having a course like this, that we put together is by no means does it ensure that you're going to pass the exam, but it gives you all the tools there. It teaches you what you need to know. And more importantly for me, like when I did it, it gives you the confidence that, I've got the latest knowledge in my head. I'm certified with the world's best certification. There's no reason that people shouldn't listen to me and go after my recommendations. So.
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't mean doing this course you're guaranteed to pass the exam, but I could honestly say it would increase your chances of passing the exam probably by 90%, if not more, because Dr. Roger, Casey Hiltman, and the many other, Dr. Jose Antonio, the original creators of the ISSN and the founders. I mean, there's been so much work put into this certification and course, and by countless experts, that it will really help you step-by-step study. Now, this course itself is self-paced. You can run this course at your own pace if you would like. It's really up to you, because we do have the on-demand content filmed. Dr. Roger Adams, not only the main course author, but also the main course teacher for the on-demand professionally filmed content. So you will be able to press play, press pause, press stop, watch on your mobile phone, watch on your computer, anytime, anywhere, any time zone you wish. So it does have that self-paced element. So you could, theoretically, you could self-pace and do it over the next 12 months, 6 months, 2 years. It's purely up to you. However, when you are ready and you feel confident to join the live cohorts and sit the exam, so you've done all that preparation and all of that study, that's the time you choose, you elect to join the live cohorts, do your presentations, and sit the exam. So this is really the best of both worlds, where we have a purely a course and certification where you can do it at your own pace when you wish, okay? There is no rush. There's no anxiety to finish it. When you feel you're ready, and we highly recommend people do it as soon as possible, so try to finish the certification in less than 12 months, that's when you elect to join the live cohorts. Now, we have live cohorts running throughout the year, so you're not going to miss out. You can join the next one, and we have the examination, the official exam times scattered throughout different times of the year, so you can truly choose when you are ready to sit the exam and face the music and test your knowledge, as well as join the live cohort element, the real life classroom, to plug into global experts to ask them questions, as well as network with other individuals, other students throughout the world to enhance your network. And as I said earlier, to upgrade yourself and find your edge through who you know, not just what you know. And at the GPNi, that's what we really like to offer. Joining the live cohorts is really up to you when you feel you're ready. And the ability, as I said earlier, to enhance who you are and help define your edge through not just what you know, but more importantly, who you know. As at the end of the day, if you're getting to spend the thousands of dollars that it costs to do this course and certification, you really want to have more than just a piece of paper, but really the ability to enhance who you are, upgrade who you are, and help grow your career and your potential earnings. And at the GPNi, that's what we like to deliver. More, far more than just this piece of paper. That being said, the piece of paper is also the most recognized and the most elite sports nutrition certification qualification out there. Now, Dr. Roger, I'd like to talk also a little bit about the second element of the certification, which is the practical knowledge and giving people the confidence in creating diet plans and presentations. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is something that you and I discussed on how to make the course, something that is like a university level course, but also something that helps you grow your business. Okay, so many certifications are out there that will teach you the knowledge. There are some that will teach you, recent research. What we've done here with this level 2 master's program is that we've added modules on effective presentations, how to network, how to grow your business using social media, how to do all these things, because I want people to be able to grow their business and not make all the mistakes that I've made over the last 25 years. So, having something that you could follow as a template, like, okay, here's some ideas on how to get new clients. Here's some ways to be an effective communicator, both, to your clients and to groups, because it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have up here, if you can't effectively communicate that knowledge to people, it's wasted. And I think anybody that's been to university have had those professors that are, they're geniuses, but honestly, they don't belong around people. They can't get their knowledge out of their mouth to their students in a way they can understand. So we wanted to have something that is very practical, is very plug in, like, okay, I'm ready to grow my business. I've got my education. I'm getting the highest certification I can. Now with the level 2 master's program, it's going to help me grow my business. It's going to help me become a better sports nutritionist, a better personal trainer, a better fitness health professional. It's going to help me network. It's going to help me improve social media responses and advertising. So you have all this available, all these tools, instead of having to go take a social media class or go take a networking class or join Toastmasters and learn how to do speaking. You have all of this in one that gives you it gives you a lot of confidence. And I think that's what we're looking at, is that by having a piece of paper and being certified, that's great. But what are you going to do with it? How are you going to use it? And I wanted to give you the confidence to say, okay, I've got this information. Now I'm learning how to do networking, how to grow my business, how to promote myself. Those kind of things are invaluable, especially if you're in a private practice like myself, or you're in a gym or fitness facility or healthcare facility, and you're trying to manage your own clientele.
Absolutely. I mean, it's really the best of both worlds. And this is why, yes, it's the most recognized certification globally. And if you pass the exam, you'll have the acronym you can put in next to your name, CISSN. But the PNE Level-2 Masters delivers the other side, the theoretical and the practical. And on the practical side, through live classes, through presentations, through group homework assignments, you'll be plugged into a specialized group that you will have to do group assignments. So it'll teach you interpersonal skills. It will teach you presentation skills, marketing, branding, specifically for performance nutrition coaching style businesses. So we're giving you the tools to not only understand nutrition. I mean, when you're understanding nutrition at this level, the highest level of understanding nutrition on the theory, on the science, but how to leverage that into the real world in coaching, presentations, and growing a business. Now, let's talk a little bit about that, Dr. Roger, because you yourself own the global, well-known, extremely well-known Eat Right Fitness, and you've been running that for over 25 years. So please tell me some of those elements of your own business experience in performance nutrition coaching and those that you've brought into the course itself.
So one of the, the big elements that I've learned over the years, and it goes back to what I said previously, it doesn't matter, what kind of knowledge you have if you're not able to relate it to your audience. Okay. If you're not able to get people to understand what you're saying, they're not going to follow your advice. They're not going to succeed. So one thing that I was able to bring to this course was having, thousands of hours with clients and one-on-one group sessions, professional large presentations with hundreds of people. All of that teaches you how to modify your teaching style, how to modify your speaking style. Some people are more visual learners, some people are more active learners, some people have to take what you have and think about it for a while. So doing this for 25 years, I've learned how to identify those types of learners, how to change your presentation and your speaking style. So I've tried to put that into this course, this Level 2 Masters course, so that it goes beyond the theory. It goes beyond the practical application of the sports nutrition knowledge, but it's also growing your business, becoming a sports nutritionist. Because in my opinion, just getting the certification doesn't really make you a sports nutrition. It makes you certified, but are you a sports nutritionist if you're not able to actually teach the other people the knowledge? And that's what this course really does. It helps you get comfortable with the knowledge that you gained so that you can succeed with your clients or with your audience.
Absolutely. It gives you the edge.
Right.
Define your edge, our little catchphrase we like to use at the GPNi. One element, I think, out of the thousands that have been certified over the years and feedback from students and testimonials, I think the other element that really makes all of our certifications and courses, not just the PNE Level-2 Masters, also the PNE Level-1, as well as our other certificate courses, such as the Endurance and Marathon Nutrition Coach, the Sports Nutrition Fundamental Masterclass, and the very soon to be launched, the Professional Physique Nutrition Coach, or PPNC. That's going to be huge in launching in 2023. I think that really what stands out and differentiates us over all online nutrition courses, certifications, and qualifications. And this is not from me. This is from the many that have gone through our programs. Is people want to study. People are motivated to finish these courses. The sad reality, and this is an absolute a statistic. You can find it on the internet. A sad reality is that most people that sign up for online courses do not ever finish their course. They pay the money, but they don't finish the course. Or if they do eventually finish the course, they do it in a very haphazard, non-caring method. Because at the end of the day, a lot of courses and certifications out there online are just press play, very generic, very boring content, and very one-dimensional education platforms. At the GPNi, we have tried to, and I believe we have successfully completed, a true 360-degree course offering. So it's like an offline real life classroom feel, but all online with the on-demand aspects, and yes, the ability to study at your own pace, but also that global live cohort. So unlike a lot of the other certifications where, again, the sad reality out there online, and by all means you can look at other courses, but when it's only around a 10% completion rate,
Wow.
that means largely you could be potentially wasting your money. Now, the GPNi, I'm extremely proud to say that we're not at 100%. Now, there are people sometimes that just, take their time or for whatever reason get busy, but we are at a 98% completion rate.
Wow, that's fantastic.
90 compared to 10%. And
Yeah.
the reason being is because people feel engaged. They feel motivated when we have these cohorts going on. People have a little bit of competition with each other. They don't want this person to do better than that. So there is a sense of competitive edge within the course as well. And let's face it, you want a little bit of competition to keep you motivated, to keep your eyes open, because other than that, it could be quite boring. In addition to that, people like yourself, Dr. Roger, in the live cohorts, asking questions, having quizzes, and that ability to truly engage with people, yes, online, but a true offline-like experience really keeps people motivated. And that's why, again, I'm very proud that we have a 98% completion rate
That's
compared
fantastic.
to the average is about 10%.
Yeah. And I can speak on that. When we moved to Oklahoma about a little over 2 years ago, I've moved several times with my wife's business around the years. And I know what it takes to kind of regrow your practice in a different city. But we moved right in the middle of the COVID pandemic here in the United States. So there was no networking, there was no going out to get new clients, there was no interfacing. So I actually looked at starting to get a professional lifestyle coaching certification. There's a well-known lifestyle coaching program here in the United States. It's a national I'm sorry, it's an international program, but they're based here in the U.S. So I was like, you know what? I'm limited on growing clients and growing my business. I'm going to start this one, and I completed the first year of it. But it's a 2-year program. The second year, when I haven't even gotten started yet, but I've paid for it. So I fall into
And how
that.
much does that cost?
Total probably about $2,000 US.
Yep.
And so I'm sitting there emailing them to ask for an extension because they have a shortened timeline to get it completed, because I'm falling into that 10% of people that aren't getting it completed. I got the first part done, but I've still got to do the other half. And so, yeah, by having a 98% completion on the GPNi course materials, it just shows you, one, the quality that you're getting, but also, we make it engaging by having live cohorts, by having access to experts and Q&A sessions and offline modules to look at on your own, and course materials. All of that keeps, as a student, it keeps you going. It keeps you motivated to go on and study and complete the course. And I don't know what the percentage is. Maybe you can tell me. Is after you complete the course, then you sign up for another course. We have a lot of different ones.
Oh,
That
absolutely. That's a very good point, Dr.
Yeah.
Roger. I mean, if for those that have done the PNE Level-1 plus SNS, it's currently about 30% will elect to do the PNE Level-2 Masters plus CISSN straight after. So at the GPNi, we're really proud. It's a chance for you to begin your career in performance nutrition and advance your career right up to the very top
Right.
in performance nutrition and certification qualifications.
Yeah. Yeah. That's again, 30%, people are wanting to go on, that they see the value of what we're offering. And then you can further specialize with some of our other spinoff courses. So, again, I think the content delivery, the way that we give access to people, partnering with the most well-known and respected sports nutrition organization in the world. All of that together, is by far your head and shoulders above any other education in sports nutrition.
Yeah, and if don't just listen to us, Dr. Roger Adams and myself. We may be a little bit biased on what we've done, and by all means we should be, because we've spent so many years creating the GPNi and specifically the PNE Level-2 Masters. It was in nearly 3 years creating the highest level course, the PNE Level-2 Masters. It was painstakingly tens of thousands of dollars, or actually including all the other aspects, hundreds of thousands of dollars putting it together, and delayed because it always takes longer when you're creating something this special. It's truly something amazing that we're proud of. And of course, though, we're biased. So don't just listen to us, don't listen to the CEO and co-founder and my other founder here, Dr. Roger Adams, and the course creator. Don't just listen to us. Listen to the testimonials and the many other students, the video testimonials, written testimonials about their own experiences. And below this video, I'm sure there'll be some links to other testimonials from other students that have just been blown away on what they've learned, but more importantly, what they've gained from this certification and qualification with the GPNi.
Yeah, it's again, like Drew said, don't just believe us. Go out there and look at other programs. Ask yourself, what are you wanting to do? Are you just wanting to put another certificate in your binder or on the wall, or do you want to find some knowledge that puts you at the elite level, and then find a course that actually teaches you how to use that knowledge? And you're not going to find a lot of courses that do both of those. So that's one thing I'm excited about being part of this, and that's one thing that Drew and I wanted to make sure that we instilled, was that this wasn't just a certification course. It was practical. You've got a workshop aspect to it. You've got homework. You've got projects you have to do, because that's the way you learn. You don't just learn, to take an exam. That's not what this is about. It's actually learning the knowledge. Sure, you take the exam, but how do you use that knowledge? How do you apply it to the real world? How do you apply it to yourself? How do you apply it to clients? And that, to me, is what a course like this is all about.
Absolutely. And to reiterate as well, there are other certifications online. I think if you are looking at all different types of certifications, by all means, look everywhere. This certification and the courses at GPNi are not for everybody. If you're looking for a course that is covering just the general nutrition aspects and foundational, if you're like really truly a true beginner in nutrition or fitness, there are many other courses for you. The precision nutrition course may be for you, and some of the other less known certifications and courses may be for you. If you're at a mid-level and you've already got some aspects of your nutrition understanding and fitness, let's say you're a personal trainer or coach, and you have some understanding, then the PNE Level-1 plus SNS course and certification that the GPNi offers may be the perfect course for you, because it will take you to that next level and give you a qualification and certification that is globally recognized, and will really begin your new career in performance and sports nutrition coaching to a whole new level. So that's the PNE Level-1. It's not a beginning, although it may be the beginning of your career change and upgrading who you are and the skill sets and offerings you have as a coach, or just an individual who wants to upgrade themselves. The PNE Level-1 is a fantastic stepping stone for those really to looking upgrade themselves. And the PNE Level-2 Masters plus the CISSN is that elite level, globally recognized, university recognized certification with the CISSN acronym, which stands for Certified Sports Nutritionist. Then this may be for you. Now, if you don't already have those prerequisite aspects which we talked about before in regards to the having the dietitian or nutrition or master's nutrition, or you don't have yet the PNE Level-1 plus SNS base level certification by the GPNi, then you can look at doing the Masters Pack, which is the PNE Level-1 plus the PNE Level-2 Masters all together. And there is a package price on enrollment for that. And you can reach out to us and ask questions or look at the links below to find out more. So without further ado, Dr. Roger, I believe you're going to be beginning Module 1 shortly on the teachings. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss or let the audience know about this particular certification or your teaching or anything else?
No, it's just one of those things, being a former university professor, I'd always tell my students, don't rely on what you learn in the class to succeed. You've got to go and have that passion for learning and knowledge and go off and study on your own. So, the same rules apply for this course as it did in the courses I taught in college. You got to spend 2 to 3 hours for every hour of lecture to be successful. So you take that, we do 2 or 3 hour video session. You're going to have to invest, 4 or 6, even 9 hours of study time on what we talk about to have a good working knowledge, to be comfortable with it in order to go to the next module. So make sure you put in the time, make sure you allow the time. Don't just go through the modules, because you have to make sure that you learn the material. Again, this isn't just to pass the exam. This is actually to apply your materials to your clients, apply that knowledge to groups or whoever you're speaking with. So it's more important than just memorizing numbers to pass an exam.
Absolutely. And on that as well, Dr. Roger, you raised a good point. Some people ask, how long does this certification and course take? Well, again, because it has that self-paced element, it could take you 2 years. You can slowly but surely, step by step, study at your own pace. When you're ready, join the live cohorts, sit the exam. But on average, again, because we have a 98% completion rate on all of our courses and certifications, which is astronomically high compared to the industry standard for online education, around 10%. So, you're going to have a lot more faith in investing and upgrading yourself with the GPNi courses. But because we have this self-paced element, but also with the live cohorts, the average completion rate and time it takes for the PNE Level-2 Masters plus CISSN certification course is 6 to 8 months. Now, there are some people that elect to take it a little bit longer, but generally, if you enroll, for example, you enroll today, right now, then you will immediately get access to the on-demand content. The video tutorials by Dr. Roger Adams. You will immediately get access to the digital course book. So you'll have the entire course book on your phone, on the computer. You can begin studying like literally right now. There is no delay. And about 14 working days later, you will receive, if you wish to receive, it is an optional extra, all of the course material, t-shirts, merchandise. You will receive them about 14 days later through the international postage. So you can start studying though immediately. 14 days later, you have all of the hand materials. And then there's with the PNE Level-2 Masters, there's currently 2 live cohorts a year. So depending on your timing, you could join, for example, the one in February, or you could join the one in July or August. So you really have a choice of joining the 2 different live cohorts for the PNE Level-2 Masters. For the PNE Level-1, there are 5 cohorts a year, so there's a lot more choices there. For the PNE Level-2 Masters, you'll have a choice of 2 cohorts a year. But again, you join that live cohort when you're ready. In fact, you can join multiple live cohorts as well, depending on the pace you wish to study.
Fantastic.
Dr. Roger Adams, is there anything else, or we've pretty much covered everything?
Yeah, I think we've covered it all, and we can get started with the knowledge dump that we're going to have to load up load up your brains full of sports nutrition information.
Excellent. And you're going to introduce this shortly, but this really, it's a 9-module. The PNE Level 1 plus SNS is 8 modules. This is 9 modules, but it's 100% bigger in content. So it's a lot more content, a lot more detailed. There is a little bit of overlap in the 2 courses, because nutrition is nutrition. So for some of you that have just completed the PNE Level 1 plus SNS, there may be a little bit of similar content, but that's only to ensure there's a foundation there, because some people haven't done the PNE Level 1. But nonetheless, this is an advanced course. We highly recommend you focus. We highly recommend, as Dr. Roger Adams said, if there's a 2 hours of video lecture, you may need 6 hours of actually retention and watching it over and over again, or reading the materials. But without further ado, Dr. Roger, we look forward to you to beginning and starting Module 1 for the PNE Level 2 Masters plus CISSN certification and course.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm ready to start Module 1. It's going to be a great journey. So get your seatbelt on and get ready to ride with me through all 9. We've got 9 modules, and like Drew said, there is some overlap with the Level 1 if you just took it. But again, you have to walk before you can run, and so these first few modules may be introductory, maybe review, but you're going to learn something new along the way.
Excellent. Well, Dr. Roger, thank you very much. I really appreciate the time in doing this interview. I hope you guys have really enjoyed and got something out of this introduction. If you do have any questions, by all means, contact us. We have a 24-hour live chat service on the website. You can go to the live chat. If someone's not that currently available, it'll go directly to our email, or you can email us through info@gpni.fit. If you're at all interested in have questions about this, or you're not sure if your pre-qualifications qualify you to enter directly. And again, just reach out to us and we're more than happy to help you. So thank you, Dr. Roger Adams, and we'll begin Module 3 very shortly. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.